Hi everyone, it's Ms. Humphreys here. Last week we worked on the value and the form pages in our flipbook, and this week we are going to work on the last two pages, and this one is going to be space. So when you're creating space in a drawing, you want to think about the size of the things that you're drawing. So to create space, I'm just going to draw a little picture here. So if I were to draw a house, trying to draw a nice house, so just a little house. Now, if I want to create space and give the illusion that this house is really, really far away from me, if I were to draw a pathway leading up to the house, that pathway would be really, really narrow right at the door, and it would get wider down here where at the bottom of the page. So creating that space, and let's say this house is on a hill and there is the sun over here and clouds, and so just extra details. But when you're creating that space, you really want to use all of the space you have on the paper. So before I drew all of these other details, I just had a small house. But because I've added these details to my paper, it has pushed the house back into the distance on this page. So I have made just a drawing of a house on a little path, and I've created the space in my picture by adding the path to the picture, adding a horizon line to the picture also, so that you see the distance in the photo or in the picture, the drawing. Another thing that helps create space is color. So in the grass here, I used a light green at the bottom because when something's closer to you, it appears brighter. And I used a darker green out here at the horizon line because when something is farther away from you, it appears darker. So if you were to go out and look at a really big open field, that line where the sky meets the ground, that horizon line, the grass is going to look darker, and the grass that's closer to you is going to look lighter. Now, our very last page is going to be texture. So texture is our last element of art, and texture can be in a lot of different things. When it's a drawing, you can draw the illusion of texture. You can draw something that looks soft. You can draw something that looks hard or rough. In sculpture, it's a lot easier to create texture because you can see or you can feel what the sculpture, what it feels like. What I have in front of me, I have some texture plates, like some rubbing plates. This one has small stars on it. This one has a honeybee with like some honeycomb shapes and flowers. And then this one has some triangles. So what I want you to do to create texture, I want you to use, it works best with a color pencil. So if you have a color pencil, I definitely recommend using that. When you are creating, or on this page for texture, I am going to use one of these little texture plates, and I'm just going to color right on my paper. I put the plate underneath and just colored right on top. And so what I want you to do is find different textures around your house and see what you can create. So I'm just going to use my color pencils and use these little texture plates to add the texture onto this last page here. We'll do some stars. And I'm gonna try and fill up the whole page, but it's a little bit hard to, it's kind of hard to work on. And it's sometimes if it doesn't show up very well, that's okay. Texture it's a difficult thing to put on paper. And I'm really trying not to move the paper or the plate. And so our very last page, our texture page, is finished now. So we have made our entire Elements of Art flipbook, and you can reference back to this whenever you need it, because there might be a time that you need some of this information. Once you have finished, make sure you take a picture, a selfie, or a video of the last 2 pages that we made today. Be sure to submit it to the assignment so that you can get credit. Have an awesome day. Bye.